Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kim Sites doing another segment of My Mom Mondays. And on today's segment of My Mom Mondays, what I just want to talk about is so I'm not gonna talk about death because sometimes I do certain podcasts and videos on like someone dying. I don't want to talk about that, but I do want to talk about this NFL player. If y'all don't know, y'all know I'm big on sports and particularly football. So NFL player that goes by the name Demaryius Thomas. If y'all don't know who he is, he was a big time receiver at the time period for the Denver Broncos. Just some stats that I've heard. He had 5 seasons where he was like one of the top 5 receivers in the game, where he had like 1,000 yards and I forgot how many catches. But he was one of the best receivers at his time period of like recently, actually, like when Peyton Manning won Super Bowl 50, he was their leading receiver for that team. So that's just a little bit of a background about him. Pretty good NFL player. And like I said, I didn't want to talk about him himself, but I just wanted to talk about his cause of death and like how it relates to like concussions and stuff, because we need to shed light on this. We need to talk. We need to be more open on it, because me as a coach, I feel like this is something that we really need to take serious manner about. And so basically, like I said, Demaryius Thomas unfortunately passed away last week. His family said it was possibly due to the fact that he's been suffering from seizures for the past year. And so, like I just want to shed light on the topic, because what I've read from what I looked up on the Mayo Clinic. So seizures is basically caused by electrical impulses to the brain, and it could lead to other health issues and stuff. Sometimes it can occur during a stroke and stuff like that. And that to me is alarming, because like I said, one of the things that's guaranteed about football is you're going to get injured. And like it or not, sometimes there are going to be head injuries, or a vast majority of times. Like, unfortunately, when we watch the game of football, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see a game where somebody's going to have a concussion. And the thing about having a concussion is this. I've had multiple concussions before because I played the game of football. And the thing of it is like when you break a bone, it could give you a timetable on it. When you sprain an ankle, it give you a timetable on it. Any other injury, you could get basically a timetable on it. But with having a concussion, there's no timetable. You could have one and you be good in a week. You can have one, and I've had one where I'm giving you an example, and you can have one where it takes you months to get over it. Like, for instance, an example for me was in high school, I've had multiple concussions, and one time I had a concussion, it only took me out for a week. The next time, like another time I had a concussion, man, I was mentally foggy, and I had symptoms that lasted me almost close to a month. Like, I wasn't the same person for a while. And so just talking about that, y'all, like, I really want to open it up about like the effects of how, like, the importance of us like monitoring concussions and stuff like that. Because like another thing I looked up is that so one in every 10 football players suffer from CTE. And if I don't know what CTE is, it's like this brain condition that normally is found in dead people, but it is finding more and more, it's reoccurring more and more often in NFL players that are alive. And the only way how you can diagnose CTE is when you pass away. And these are just some facts that we got to take attention to. Like, I know me as a coach, like, one of the things that I'm stressed now is player safety. And one of the things I really want to stress out is concussions and head injuries, because when you have these head injuries, we don't know the lingering effects of it. Because like, it was a football player, a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. I might be saying his name incorrectly, but go by the name Mike McMahon or something like that. And he has terrible symptoms from post-concussion symptoms. Like, he has a difficulty in seeing, being out in bright light, so he has a hard time remembering stuff. And the thing of it is like, just so many things I'm talking about, like with these concussions, is this. You don't know the lingering effects it's gonna have on your body. Like, I'm willing to show this. I have a broken pinky, and like my pinkies is messed up. I have bad. Sometimes my knees get bad, but those don't affect my day-to-day livelihood. But anything with a concussion, that thing could affect your day-to-day livelihood just by simple tasks that you normally able to do. You just can't do it anymore just because your brain is not right. And I just want to talk about it. Like I said, like I feel like now my goal as a coach is if I see a kid have a head injury and they don't look right, they're not going to play. Like, give them a week off or give them a few days off because they don't need to be on that field. And I don't want somebody who's a parent of a younger child to get discouraged and say, I don't want my kid playing football because of because of the possibility of concussions. Not everybody's going to suffer a concussion, but just be aware that, like, it does happen and that, like, sometimes these head injuries could be fatal. And in the case for, and I'm not saying this is the reason behind it, but as in the case of like other NFL players such as Junior Seau, Vincent Jackson, where I seen on Yahoo.com, it can be fatal, and the chances are that it will be fatal, and there's no diagnosis of it until you unfortunately pass away. And I just, like I said, y'all, like when we playing this game of football and when we coaching this game of football, we got to be careful with it because there's no way to figure out what's the lingering effects of your concussion until, unfortunately, you passed away. So I just tell everybody, take the time just to monitor your players, and players monitor yourself. Like if your head is not right, I understand you want that one more play, or you want to look good, you want to play good, and you want to be the best player out there. But remember, like this game, typically, like the NFL career only lasts 3 to 4 years after you once you're in the NFL. So if you are fortunate enough to make it to the NFL, let's realize like the game doesn't last forever. Like you see sports commentators in their 40s, like that's the rest of their life. And I just want to encourage everybody, like monitor these head injuries. Coaches too, please monitor these head injuries. Don't allow your pride to be something. Don't allow your pride and your want to win the game hinder a kid's growth in the future. And with that being said, y'all, this is Kim on the Site for another segment of My Mondays.